Did you?
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
It fits. Energy spiked a bit, but it's restabilized.
Is there anything new showing up?
No, it's the same as before. There's a massive output as the artifact is added. Then it harmonizes. Like it's waiting for the others.
That's speculation, but I think you're right. We need more. Here. You've earned this. Welcome to Constellation. As a full member this time.
There's rumors of an 18th century English translation of the Bhagavad Gita that I was following up on.
Maybe this one will turn out better than the last time, huh?
We're going to do great things together. All of us. By the way, how would you like to keep traveling together? I'm not sitting behind my desk for this. These artifacts are a new chapter for Constellation, and I'm going to be out there for it. And I want you out there as well. You got results. I need someone like you watching my back. Oh, we'll be working with everyone here at the Lodge sooner or later. Constellation is all in on this. Sometimes we'll partner up, sometimes we'll go solo. It's not a formal arrangement. We just came back with good news. We've got momentum. Why not keep going? All right. We've got a few more leads we should talk about. First, there's an expedition that Samco has been putting together. It's in Freestar Collective Space, and he knows it inside and out. There's also the Eye, our star station in orbit. About time for you to meet Vladimir. He's been hard at work tracking down more anomalies. And last but not least, Noel. Have we heard anything from Barrett yet?
A courier from Argos Extractors came by to let us know they're packing up the operation on Vectera. But that's it, no other word.
That's not good. We should get over there and check on Barrett in person. Oh, that's right. He wasn't here when you first showed up. I'll let him handle the... His mind is always somewhere. Oh, too bad he couldn't see the artifacts coming together. But knowing him, he'll be so excited when he gets a look, it won't occur to him that he's missed anything. We maintain a star station in orbit above us. It's where we do all our deep space scanning. Vladimir runs the station. Brilliant astronomer. Years of practical experience.
Some people love that kind of space. Pun intended.
You're awfully quiet. Bye-bye.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you, Captain. Now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. No additional protocols necessary. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research. The exploration of an unknown planet can be a major undertaking. By building an outpost, you will be able to construct scanning equipment, resource extractors, and defenses. It is even possible to set up multiple outposts capable of manufacturing, allowing you to build advanced equipment. The scan booster is the most obvious, as it will enable you to detect landmarks and other points of interest from further away. Beyond that, extractors will allow you to collect raw materials of various types, while fabricators enable the manufacturing. A particularly prosperous outpost may even warrant the construction of cargo links, allowing you to share resources between other outposts you have built. A planetary scan will reveal the presence of key inorganic resources, although rarer elements will be harder to find without training, and while a scan may detect the presence of life on a planet, you will have to analyze the native plants and animals yourself to know what compounds they produce. The blueprints you need to construct an outpost should already be on your watch. It will automatically connect to any available materials for construction in your ship's cargo. My primary function has been to support and protect Barrett during his travels. I am currently unable. That is as capable as I can be. I believe Barrett would find your question. My methods of achieving my primary goals are dictated solely by my programming. Even if I wished it, I could not approach it any other. I arrived along with many material goods purchased despite several significant system replacements and upgrades. Captain, I will proceed.
Ever since I got here, I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and see you later.
This is all exciting, but there's really a lot of pressure on us, isn't there? Are you doing okay? I'm not sure. You matter too. You've done something. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well... Second one was on Kazal, buried the same...
But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an open... Can you imagine? Potentially the greatest...
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, what is it? Maybe another time.
Captain, do you require my assistance?
Ah, crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good. It's a lot of work, as always. People like to say, New Atlantis is the safest city in the settled systems. How hard could your job be? Well, safety doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of work and a lot of people. It's a lot of work, as always. Well, see you later. How can I help you, Captain? See you later, Captain. Captain. It's a lot of work. Well, let me know if you have any questions. It's a lot of work. Well, take care.
What can I help you with?
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been. So, in the interest, my relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon. One-time Fleet Admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus. Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come. No. They made... The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for Freestar Collective, and the things he did, well, they're a part of the So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw. He had his men open fire on civilians, a battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the Colony War to an But he's also the one who ordered the bomb. Both sides agreed the settled system. My areas of expertise are pretty specific. You know, while we've got a second, was there any... Or, if you've got it, no telling how long the That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by... The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had. The devils were always talked about in such revered tone, and the eyes were my... eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the Terramorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than the hand, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity... Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go. Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Agreed. We collect as much data as we can, then, when cooler heads prevail, we make an informed decision.
Yes, given what we've heard, I find myself in agreement, Captain.
No, the captain is precisely right. We could hardly be expected to make a galaxy-affecting decision on such scant evidence.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we've... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Rogan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Right.いよいよ戦いだ。
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you!
Please! I can't stop!
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
Stop! Please, come on!
Is it doing this? Bad luck for you.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them. The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready. I honestly was just wondering, but no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had it, so we'll just have to make... I'm not suggestive. The result of the projection, though, can vary and some lose control altogether. Those cases, you'll either need to knock them out with EM fire, or... Let's do it.
That's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Oh, I think they busted a couple of ribs.
Wait. Did you hear that?
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move!
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
いうこと。
Another loser.
Wait.
Officer? Are you and this woman experts? Take whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. No. One fire team to spare, whatever supplies you need. Can't risk them taking over any weapon. These things don't go fast.
Heard you might be looking for some backup.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle it.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make...
We're not UC security. Roger that. We're on you.
数多いになんで
We just want to be.
Clear. Help! They're gonna kill him. Please.
Most people would find a use
squeamish to do that.
Oils.
よし。
All wrapped up. We should go tell the sergeant what happened. We should have.
Thanks for taking the time to talk. I wanted to ask you about the artifact you found on Vectera. When you pulled it from the rock, held it in your hands for the first time, how did you feel? No, I don't think you understand. I know about the visions, the light, and the music. How did you feel in... Oh my goodness. When it comes to the artifacts, it never ceases to... Honestly, I wasn't sure how you'd react. Some people would consider... Oh, well, I enjoy hearing. Either way, the artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of... Is there? After spending years gathering data... Oh, no, not at all. There's so much going on there. I can't afford to divert all of our resources. But not much, I'm afraid. All I have to show for my efforts are eyewitness accounts. Frustrating? No. It would be... oh, well... I knew I picked the right person for the job. Look, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk. And I also wanted to...
If only the fire team had been so lucky. Not in a million years. Another attack. If this doesn't convince the cabinet... Almost hard to believe.
Yes.
Thank heavens you're back in one piece.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you. The city owes you both.
We were just in the right place. Captain, we should report back to the... Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
You're cleared to head back up.
Terramorphs.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
When
Yes,
you see
ma'am.
security loses an
Ah,
officer,
there you are.
I make it my responsibility
I believe
to call their family.
we have some things we should discuss.
I've got a lot of calls to make now.
The loss of life, the damage to the spaceport, the costs of this attack.
Captain?
Greater than I think we realize.
Hadrian, it would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. Now, after today's events, the Cabinet has decided to, as well as a subsequent investigation. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of... As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating...
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and the Cabinet wants you, Captain.
どれがいいんだろう。なぜかい専門
We see your atypical background as a strength, not a hindrance. The people you'll be dealing with, they're rather... in exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship. So... I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies,
We're counting on you. Don't let my people sacrifice.
Benefits all of humanity. All you need to concern yourself with right now is collecting that data. Dealing with ambassadors? I think I'd rather fight more Terramorphs.
Consider it done. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also told the President wants us to get you into the Armistice Archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste. You know what the Archives are, correct? Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the Archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency,
and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Faroon.
Now, the UC's already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of... Get them both, and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
I couldn't agree more. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each...
And I do mean cooperate. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Faroon? Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran. of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Report suggests there's a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for intel. Maybe even convinced to work with you.
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things up.
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the... and someone who very likely... All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the...
He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests. So though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the... But that hasn't always... After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a... It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without... leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador.
It does. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually. His public appearances were always rare. But scans of the facility show life sign.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them. It seems those plants have been allowed to... The embassy is still legally House Varun's sovereign territory, so we're not technically permitted inside. We've snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but we're quite sure he hasn't...
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
It would at least be a but I, of course...
Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, and fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have...
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't... I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her. Be smart out there, Captain.
Hey.
Where's the background research on that guy? I know we sent someone to look into it.
Here on Vanguard business?
Sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office.
You our visitor? You'll find the ambassador in her office. Go on through.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
Security, and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
This building is Freestar sovereign territory. So in here, we're the law.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. I was afraid of them. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time, and yours, and go? You're really gonna push this? All right. I'm listening. You know that for sure. That isn't. Preventing more deaths is precisely what I'm trying to do by keeping. Londinian. They had to abandon the planet. It's a job I take very seriously. Captain, I'm sorry, but my answer is not changing. The use...
Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport.
That woman is an absolute... Oh, sorry. Oh, what? You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm... And like I've got you to thank. Well, then you... But look, they said you... The ambassador likes to handle all that personally, even if she does have trained diplomats here to help. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so... You... You were sent from... Huh, So you want me to work with you? But why now? Why me? So, these mysterious top UC sources... The code machine. Okay, first you need her bio key, and that thing doesn't leave her side. Better chance of splitting the atom with a spoon than me getting that from her. Her quarters. And you, and the UC. Really? Okay, you've got yourself a deal. Okay, so there's a utility corridor that leads into the ambassador's quarters, which you can access through the main conference room. Here, the key. Whatever you do, don't let the guards see you entering or exiting the utility section, or you're gonna be in serious hot water. I'll keep an ear out for more instructions from the UC.
Security, stop running!
I can't be a part of this.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices...
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
All that security, and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SS... And broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here? I'm sorry.
Everyone's a little on edge after the attack.
Ah, you're the one, McIntyre? You have my Now, that now the UC wants Terramorph. I can only presume you're here to tell me I'm... Excuse me. A less level-headed person.
The only threats you're facing are the 8-legged variety just outside your door. Now can we please stop playing games here? Lives hang in the balance.
A lecture in morality from the UC. How quaint and short-sighted. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer... I will not be the one responsible. You're really gonna push this? I'm listening. You know that for sure. The cost of being wrong is a high one. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement? Well then.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
Welcome back. Wait, you got her to agree? Without putting a gun to her head? And all she wants are monitors. Then what are you doing here? Yes, granted, we'll make the arrangements. Heavens above, we'll make them citizens. Just get back there before she changes her mind.
Back at last. I presume the deputy was... Excellent. Follow.
Official business? Talk to the ambassador.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Here, it's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all. I suppose we're in this together now.
Hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the Collective, when it seems like only yesterday. It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another. Can you imagine how many credits flow through this place? Figuratively, of course. What I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy. I've never seen a tree like this before in my entire life. It'd actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking our way. Don't stop if you jump.
I don't even need a gun. Might as well take what we can.
here. I'd be happy to carry a few things for you. Goodbye. see what you've got. Bye for now. Down. Set aside anything useful and just leave the rest. Feel free to drop some stuff into my bag. Okay.
I see you've done that before.
Looks like we're in the clear. Well, I suppose they're not going to need it anymore.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge, and then silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand? I take it you didn't have such an experience where you were, then, hmm? Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the Venom tree's filters, and arming the defenses. A disconcerting experience, to say the least. Was the rest of the city spared? Yeah, more time could be spent, and fewer welcome. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent. You were sent by the UC. That, and the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is... So, the UC requires information, then. The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy, with little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
As the chair of Constellation, I take personal responsibility in vouching for this man's integrity. He'll keep his word.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good. Great Serpent, guide your path. House Varun committed itself to the armistice. This was said at the time to be the desire of the Great Serpent, and I do not believe the Serpent decides such things on a whim. So, when my brethren left, I remained, honoring the Serpent's will as I saw fit, as is the right of all his followers. The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject. It was tolerable, even pleasant, when my brethren were here in the embassy with me. We remade this place as best we could into a home we all would recognize. Our native flora, our iconography, our connection to the Serpent. Came with us. With my brethren gone, it has been trying. But the Great Serpent has always provided me a path in my darkest moments. The Great Serpent is so much more than a god. It is fate itself. When our founder, Jinan Varun, left the United Colonies 140 years ago for distant stars, it was the Serpent that compelled him to found his now... The Serpent made us who we are today. Its voice speaks to us, shepherding us through the dark and infusing...
Wait, but...
Don't be so lucky.
Ah, mantap.
Lift off when you are, Captain.
you know.
Should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if left unchecked.
If you have any gear you want me to haul, I'm happy to help. Dropping off a few choice items?
あ、あー、全部取ったかな。あとごめん。
Until later.
There.
Greetings, Captain.
大変だ。 はいよ。マジ。ぜ。ねじ込んだ感じだよね。いや、これはどうしたらいいの？
I'm listening. I'll only carry the good stuff. It's all important, but if you want a direction, I'd grab Barrett first. Talk to you later. Yes? So long.
Then it. What in?
While we're here, let's swing by Centaurian so I can pick up some ammo.
Come on. Yeah.
I know we're safe now, but I'm... Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for coming in.
What is it?
あれ違うな。
On the record? What response? It's not enough.
あ、なんか。
I asked my boss what they're doing to stop new
いただく。
Captain, you're back sooner than. Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed with Radcliffe and Balmore? We're all in agreement.
髪型。
Dealing with the interests and egos of people who don't necessarily like you is rarely easy. But I suppose that didn't stop you, did it? And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitor. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them here. The UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from absolute best behavior down there. All right?
やべえ。出る。
Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in units.
There's something I need to talk to you
will
about.
not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
Something you need? Remember our last conversation, when you told me the artifacts made you feel like you... Well, it got me thinking, so I dove into our art, just because I wasn't familiar with the experience. Unfortunately, no. Other than you and I have to admit, though... Really? After reading those journals, all of the...
いいね。
Well, there's no reason to be jealous. Aja was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation and took me under... Yeah, I thought so too. You know, Aja and I logged quite a few. We catalogued unusual stellar phenomena, a few habitable worlds, and... exactly. For me, it was all about the... There was nothing quite like sitting back and... Oh, I find that sort of cozy isolation the best. Yeah, you know, being alone. Some people find that terrifying. At this point, you know, all this talk about art... No, she retired. Living on Porima 2 now, I think. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit, and I could make proper introductions. Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon. You see, it's clear that we share this...
Ah.
If you knew about the things that I've done, please give me some time.
Up.
Yes?
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
I know your type. The freewheeling space ace. Must be nice.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
Well, only citizens can own property in New Atlantis. We also pay a discounted rate. And all citizens receive an ample... Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as... Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you about this person. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has and they've stated they'll only share it with you. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. I'm sorry. I can't share. Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Can I help? Time to go?
Got a call, someone's power kept going out. Know what it was? A heat leech is long.
Almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am? I'm Francois Sanon, but most know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. But the previous regime deemed me a sacrifice on the altar. Even my death. Very astute. That's my daughter. Has she shared with you the nature of a... Did she? So willing to... Our relationship has always been. The Major was born to become a great leader. Carry on the legacy I established. And was given... But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, and I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what...
良い水筒に入っ
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the colony war. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with. Well, but many of them I knew personally, and I've always had... You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just... I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal. But I finally found him. I want you to track him. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done.
逮捕じゃ
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is... and this might be something of a tryout. Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying, though I would ask you. You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it.
これがいいんだ。
By all means.
あれなんだ。言語。
Yes? Sure, I'm right behind.
Captain, did your meeting? Surprised me too when I learned it, but the prisoner has proven useful over. But I do think it's worth re-emphasizing. The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information, and she certainly, which is why I need you. Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would... And that's not a good look for any of us. Dr. Reginald Orlays? Of course, killing Orlays is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he... Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding... Then I'll bid you good day, Captain. Oh. Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need to be too... This is far from the first name he's handed up. So while I'd certainly warrant caution...
That's what you require to sleep at night. So be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria. Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity. The Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Cap...
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit. Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Hey. Lead the way.
Captain, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived. Travel safely.
It's good to be back on board.
We have victory.
Orbital insertion completed.
¿Qué va yo? ¿Dónde?
Navigational feedback checks out. We're in the right place.
Oh!
We have a clean dock, right on the money.
The UC did a hell of a job piecing the station back together after the Serpent's Crusade rolled through.
You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if left unchecked. Got anything you need to offload? Trade Authority is always buying. Kiosk.
Well, this station's seen better days. I wonder if the UC will ever fully restore it to its former glory.
Looking to lodge a complaint? Then you want UC security, not the Vanguard. You're here for me? Think you got some bad information. If there was a... Unless... Are you talking about the Warlock? There's been rumor of a ship out there for years now. doesn't respond. More than a few amateur investigators. Aetheria's debris fields are plenty dangerous if you're not used to flying in them. But if you're suggesting it might not have been the fields that got them, well... I mean, I honestly thought it was... But if the pilot of the Warlock really has been dusting our people, well... Things you should know? The dens... Keep an eye out for pirates, make sure smuggling's kept to a minimum, occasional... Otherwise, it's mostly long haulers and staying ready for the day the Collective wants another round. Or how... Well, the original Den Star Station was destroyed decades ago during the Serpent. Big part of the remains from those battles ended up gathering around Aetheria. Every now and then, some headstrong scrapper comes limping back because they hit an 80-year-old mine. Or, though... Sure thing. Here, this should get you good hunting.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am dissatisfied with the results.
Need some work done? Sure, have at it.
そんオッケー。いやいや。大事といくか。
Pressure normalizing. Undocking complete.やば。
いや。
Grab jump ready and at your command, Captain.
全体もボロボロなんですけど。名前どころがぶっ壊しまくってしまった。
Jump complete. Normal propulsion restored.
Painful memories or not, it's good to be home.
あえてです。
Anything I can help you with? And here's your new captain. My crew can take a look at your ship, and you can stop by the Trade Authority kiosk if... You were able to land it, so I'm sure... Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
Ay, ay.
Authorized personnel only. Fred has to stay here.
いやー、やっちまったよ。
Welcome back, Captain. So he didn't come quietly. Excellent. Please.
Transfer accepted.
Would you look at that? Kept it all these years. Some simply couldn't let go of that old world.
Oh?
This is fine work, Captain. I can ensure the remaining team members find their way to the Red Devil's headquarters. Except for one. That one you'll need to collect yourself. His name is Kaiser. You can can find him on the Freestar world of Nira, wandering the battlefield there. The area was ground zero for Xeno weapon deployments during the war, so I would arm yourself appropriately. And I think you'll want to check in with Hadrian and Dr. Walker before paying it a visit. Kaiser will likely have security protocols you'll need their help to overcome. A military Model A, yes. Specifically customized for the needs of the Xeno warfare team during the Colony War. A powerful resource, if you can recover him. You're saving the galaxy, Captain. What tool wouldn't you use to protect it?
Authorized personnel only.
What can I help
Friend
you
has
with?
to stay here.
Excellent.
Greetings, citizen. Welcome to the UC.
Long way down.
よし、疲れてきた。ここまでにしよう。またね、実は明日やろう。また次回やってます。